Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey there everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to episode 10 of Carole and Tuesday. So you may notice I am not in my bedroom for this reaction. No, I'm actually in my living room. I said I probably wouldn't record too much out here, but I want to record out here today to kind of just show you what it's like out here. So as you can see, we have a different couch now. It's hard to tell with the lighting and everything, but it's kind of this like ash gray color. And yeah, it's just like, it's fine. Actually, this isn't even the couch. This is a love seat. The couch is over there. Here, I can even show you. Hopefully this doesn't die, but see, we have the couch here where Piper's snoozing on. Say hi, Piper. Hey, say hi. Well, you're wagging at least. The window to the outside, we got the door, the kitchen is over there. We got the TV and stuff, DVD, bookshelf, all that jazz. And that hallway down there is where the bedrooms are. And on the other side of the kitchen, when you go into the kitchen to the left, there's the side door and a stairway to the basement. Well, the stairway to the basement. There's only one. But yeah, I wanted to record out here today for just to show you guys what it's like out here, as well as, honestly, because my power cable's out here, and I just didn't want to move it into my room right now. And I didn't want to bring my laptop into my room to record a couple things, because I know it takes a lot more power when you're recording something and everything, so I wasn't sure if it would actually survive all that time. Because the other day when I was recording the Turnabout Theater reaction, that almost died during the afterthoughts. So I barely made it. So I just want to be safe for today. But yeah, so Carole and Tuesday episode 10. Last time we got the second round of performances. We had the Mermaid Sisters. We had the one other girl who I can't think of the name of, who kind of won just by default. And then we had Sibel versus Angela. And Sibel and Angela were both very good, but Angela was very clearly the winner. And not even just because of the fact that she's one of the main characters of the series, and it's obvious that she had to win. I just think that her performance was better. Sibel was also kind of finally confronted by Tuesday about her actions, because Sibel was very, very, very creepy in her stalkerish tendencies. Yeah, I really don't like her, especially when she bit Tuesday's neck, and apparently the reasoning for such was to claim her, marking her to claim her, which is so fucking creepy and disgusting and horrible. And I talked about that plenty last time, so I'm not going to get into that rant again today. But yeah, it's like, that is just so wrong in every way. And then Sibel kind of almost threw a little hissy fit when told off about it. Now I've talked about this a bit in the past, but I do want to bring it up again here. Carole and Tuesday so far has been excellent in the representation of the LGBTQ plus community. We had 2 women who shared a kiss, a very loving kiss, and not only that, but they were straight up confirmed as a couple. One of whom had been in a relationship with a guy in the past, at least one. We have the Mermaid Sisters, who are non-binary, as just straight up said in the show. They are neither male nor female, which is pretty awesome representation. We have Angela's mother, who is, I honestly think it's clear that she's trans. So we have that plus Sibel, who is clearly lesbian, bi, pan, anything like that, to the point where, I mean, she likes other girls, at least Tuesday. And I like that Sibel and the Mermaid Sisters are kind of are negative representations, because a lot of people like to only see positive representations of the LGBTQ plus community in media, but I like to see both positive and negative. Because I'm sorry for the lawnmowers, the neighbors doing some yard work. Um, but in real life, there are both positive and negative aspects to the community and people within it. So by having negative representation in media as well, it actually makes it feel more real. However, of course, we don't want only negative representation. We don't want a show to only paint the LGBTQ plus community as negative. And that's why I'm glad that this show, Carole and Tuesday, is showing both sides. We have the Mermaid Sisters, who are non-binary, but are also extremely petty and just really vulgar, to the point where it's just a little too much, where it's like, just stop. We have Sibel, who is a creepy stalker who views the girl she loves, Tuesday, as basically property, as someone to claim, something to claim. But we also have the likes of, again, Gus's ex-wife and her girlfriend. Excellently positive representation. And we possibly have Carole and Tuesday themselves, who are very, I feel, very much hinted at possibly being in a slow burn romance with this series. Especially since, if you look up this series on various sites, it's actually listed officially as a romance series. That is one of the officially listed genres for Carole and Tuesday. And it's like, the only other way I think that it could be listed as that is if, honestly, one of them got together with Roddy. But honestly, I don't see that happening. But either way, yeah, this series has been just really fantastic for its representation. And since it's Pride Month, it's just really stood out to me, especially since there's been a little bit of drama surrounding certain Pride events and certain people in the community and stuff lately and all. So it's just been, it's been a really nice touch, especially as someone like me who's heavily focused on media, to the point where it's like, again, as I've stated before, I literally run a panel at conventions called LGBTQ plus representation in media. And you know that this is going to be making the next one of that, most likely for YomaCon, unless I somehow go to another convention before that. But yeah, so this time we're probably getting the next round, which would be Carole and Tuesday taking on Piotr. Piotr did an actually amazing job in the first round, so I kind of assume that this is going to be a tough battle, especially since Carole and Tuesday have to prove themselves. They showed that without using AI-produced music and stuff, having written the music themselves and everything, that they can legitimately show themselves to be unique, in the fact that they're not unique, as was stated by the judges. But they still have to prove themselves. Because the thing is, in this world, at this point in time, AI-produced music is king. It's how everything is done. And so they need to not only just stand out by being unique, they have to be good. And it actually makes me think of something very specific that I saw last night, actually. So I watch America's Got Talent. It's a talent competition show, similar to this, except it does more than just singing. One of the contestants from last night was and by the way, skip ahead if you haven't seen last night's America's Got Talent and don't want spoilers. Just skip ahead or just go straight to the reaction at this point, because this will probably be the last thing I mention before moving on to the reaction. But for those of you staying, Yeah, let's talk about this. So last night during America's Got Talent, it's still in the audition phase. There was a contestant, well, a group of contestants, one act, let's put it that way, one act, called the Detroit Youth Choir, um, which already got my attention just from that because, I'm from the Metro Detroit area. So they came on, and their entire thing was the choir director wanted to prove that Detroit is more than just its stereotypical reputation, and he wanted to show the youth of Detroit love and hope, and that you can do something with yourselves, which is fantastic. Um, they performed an amazing song, and it was just a breathtaking, a just absolutely breathtaking display. And at the end, after they performed, after the judges spoke, the host of the show, the current host, Terry Crews, came out and literally begun crying as he talked about how much their performance and their message and mission meant to him. Because Terry Crews, if you don't know, is from Michigan. He's from Flint, Michigan. And so he hit the golden buzzer for them, sending them straight through to the Hollywood round. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because with every contestant in America's Got Talent, they have to prove themselves. But as a viewer, every time you see a contestant come on and you hear their story, and it's like this big kind of inspirational story, a sob story, something horrible happened in their lives, it's like you feel for them, but you also still believe they have to prove themselves. They have to be more than just likable. They have to be more than just great people. They have to be more than just inspirational or have had horrible things happen. They have to still have that talent. And the Detroit Youth Choir definitely did. They were more than just an inspirational story. They showcased amazing talent. And in the case of Carole and Tuesday, they're likable characters. And in my opinion, they're lovable characters. I adore them. But at the same time, I can't just use that as an example. I can't just use that as an excuse. They have to be good and continue to be good. I can't just want them to win just because I like them as characters. I want them to win because I think that they are worthy of winning, because I think that their talent, their musical talent, both in singing and playing their instruments, is worthy of winning. But they also have to prove that to the judges, because in terms of Mars Brightest, the judges are the ones who decide who goes on. It's not voted on or anything. So they have to prove this to the judges. They have to prove that they're worthy to move on, that they deserve to win. And when they're going head-to-head against Piotr, who proved to be very talented, and using pop music, which a lot of people actually do not seem to realize, or at least forget a lot. Pop music stands for popular music. It's actually a term that is kind of, it's its own genre with its own sound, yes, but it's kind of also accurately describing the just general consensus towards the music. Pop music is, in general, the most popular genre, just by nature. People tend to flock to it more. It gets the most attention, and the reason for that is because of its sound, because of the way it kind of connects to people, the songs, their messages and stuff. And so Piotr, you would think, just because of this, has advantage. He has that advantage. So plus, again, he's utilizing the AI produced music to its fullest extent, which again is the norm. So since Carole and Tuesday aren't using AI produced music, they have to prove themselves a lot more because of that. They have to be better than what an AI can produce, basically. And I think that's going to be extremely hard. And then we have Angela taking on the other winner, who beat the Mermaid Sisters. I cannot remember her name. It was like 3 letters basically. But that one's obvious. That one's like the easiest match we've had. Easily Angela is gonna win. And I'm still thinking it's gonna end up Carole and Tuesday taking on Angela in the finals. And I'm honestly thinking Angela's probably gonna win the whole thing. I wouldn't be disappointed if Carole and Tuesday won, but I think it would make the most sense narratively for them to actually lose this competition, but still get a lot of attention from it as the runners-up. But either way, yeah, I actually went a little longer at the end there than I planned to, so let's just get into this. When the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. Okay, and we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, and I want to kind of start at the end there because I'm concerned. This is like the first real big cliffhanger we've had. I mean, yes, there was the one episode where at the end it's like there was the call that came in and everything about performing at the festival. And that was a cliffhanger too, because it's like, okay, what was the call about? What made Gus react like that? But it wasn't like that massive of a cliffhanger where it's like, okay, what the fuck? This was. But I have a theory about what's going on. So we saw that Tuesday got to the dressing room and found a gift, a birthday gift labeled for her. And when Carole got there, there was all this smoke and everything in there. And it's almost like something exploded or something, but I don't know what that means. My theory is that whatever it is, it was put there by Sibel. I think that Sibel is angry and vengeful that she was turned down by Tuesday. Or at least that's how she views it, basically. And even though she left and everything, we did see her earlier, passing by behind Piotr. I don't know what this smoke is, though. I don't know what it's going to do, but right now I think the big theories is that it's going to do something to Tuesday. Probably like temporarily mess with her voice or something to basically cause her to lose the competition. And if at this point Carole and Tuesday do go home because of this, that's gonna fucking suck. Because, I mean, if they don't make it to the finals because of Sibel, oh, that is going to piss me off. Sibel will be like enemy number 1 at that point. Because it's like, that's not cool. For multiple reasons, obviously. But that is not fucking cool. We also did see during the episode that Carole had a birthday present for Tuesday as well, which is cute as fuck. And friends can give friends birthday presents, so I'm not like trying to use that as an excuse to just continue shipping them, but I mean, I already do ship them, so I view it as very cute, okay? But yeah, so let's talk about the performances we got. This episode continued with a lot of these performances and everything. Continued with the competition. So first up was GGK versus Angela. As I said in the reaction, GGK's performance was just like last time, still good, but not great or anything. Not amazing, not spectacular. Nothing I would put on my phone, nothing I'd listen to on repeat and stuff. But it was good. And Angela's was great. It was definitely not what I was expecting. It completely caught me off guard. But they did change the song very last minute, so yeah. But it ended up being fantastic nonetheless. and definitely showed a good amount of range to her. I wonder if Mr. Tao chose to do that because he saw that GGK's performance, that her song was very similar. Um, so yeah, maybe that's the reason. And maybe that was also inspired a bit by his confrontation with Carole Tuesday. Piotr's performance was just phenomenal as well, and his song had so much depth and meaning to it that I could personally relate to, so that definitely helped that. Um, and now we're going to have to wait to see what happens with Carole Tuesday's performance. We did have a bit of Sibel in this episode, which I honestly didn't expect. I thought we were going to like be done with Sibel for now, and she was going to come back at some point in the future. And that kind of leads more to my definite theory that that gift was from her. If I go back to the video real quick, maybe I can see something I guess I didn't before. Hold on. Trying to get to the right point. I know it's like right at the end, like right before it hits the credits. Because see, the changing room door opens and it's full of all of this smoke and stuff. We see Tuesday is sitting there shaking and holding her hand. She's like holding her hand like this, as if maybe she got burned by it or something. Maybe whatever it is burned her hand, which would definitely affect her ability to play the guitar. So maybe it's not that it affected her singing voice or anything like that, but maybe it's going to affect her ability to play the guitar. Because if her hand is injured, that would do it. Yeah, it went by really quick during the reaction, so I wasn't able to really get a good feel for it. But yeah, she's sitting there. There's the box. It says Happy Birthday Tuesday in this like fancy font and all. And then you see Carole walking down the hall when she hears Tuesday scream. And yeah, and the next shot you see is Carole going into the changing room and seeing Tuesday sitting there, holding her hand and shaking, while looking like very solemn and everything. You see the smoke pouring out of the box, and Carole, of course, freaks out, and then it goes to be continued. So it's like, okay, so maybe it's that it burned her hand or something, that it injured her in some way. I didn't see any blood, so I don't think it like cut her or anything, but it definitely seemed to injure her hand, and that definitely has me concerned. Because if she's not able to play the guitar, or even hold it properly, that's going to cause some issues with their performance. And if this is Sibel doing this basically for vengeful purposes, ooh, I'm going to be fucking unhappy. Let's put it that way. But yeah, that kind of leads me to wondering exactly where that's going to go in the next episode. If you look at the lyrics to the song that this episode is based on, or named after, River Deep, Mountain High, it's definitely kind of this love song kind of thing. Like Tina Turner and all is like, I had this, when I was a little girl, I had this rag doll, the only one I've ever owned. Now I love you just the way I loved the rag doll, all of that kind of stuff. And it's like this cute, fun little song. And it's this cute little love song. And it's just like, this one I don't see as much, but I'm thinking it relates to Sibel. Because Sibel clearly loved Tuesday. And she's clearly feeling betrayed by her. That much was obvious when she left the room. That she felt like she was betrayed by Tuesday. That much I could tell even then. So I don't think this one has as deep a meaning as some of the other titles. I think this one is more just related to Sibel. The message of love can also kind of relate a bit to Piotr, but I don't really think anything else in the episode really factors into it as much. Um, yeah, I don't really know where this is going to go at this point. I'm worried. I'm very worried. I'm scared even. But I just hope that everything works out well. Um, Hell, maybe if they find out about this, maybe if the security and everyone find out about this, maybe Carol and Tuesday can get like some kind of second chance to perform again. Maybe they'll like hold it off a week because this could be considered almost a terrorist attack in a way. Like it's fucking messed up. So it's like maybe they'll like hold off on a week and maybe they'll conduct some kind of investigation. That's the only thing I can hope for now, because I really hope that this doesn't cause Carole and Tuesday to be eliminated. Because I just think that would be so unfair. And not that it would be poorly written. I actually think that that would be probably one of the only good ways to do that, to eliminate them before the finals. One of the only ways that would really work. But it would just piss me off so much, personally. Because it's like, I want them to at least make it to the finals. I want them to compete against Angela. This would just be not unsatisfactory. That's not the way to put it. It would just be really sad. And especially because I don't want anything to happen to Tuesday. She's like my favorite character in this right now. But yeah. I guess we'll just have to see next week, and kind of take it as it goes, basically. I really hope that that they aren't just eliminated. In the meantime, tell me in the comments below what you thought of this episode, and thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.
And though you've come through many obstacles,